everyone, Steven from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for NFL Week 6, Thursday Night Football between the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears on Thursday, October 13th, 2022. We're going to have NFL player props, spreads, over-unders, money lines here for you today. We're going to have 3 picks that are great value bets for this Thursday Night Football game between the Commanders and the Bears. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support here on the channel. If you're new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Reminder here at the channel, guys, that we are partnered with Prize Picks, so be sure to use our code SFP for a 100% deposit match and your first deposit up to $100 on Prize Picks. Really is a great app, guys. They specialize in player props and things of that nature. You put multiple picks into an entry to win a lot of money, and it really is a lot of fun to use. So I really encourage you to check that out. Like I said, use our code SFP for that 100% deposit match, or one of our links that we have down below in the comment section and in the description. I will be also doing a Prize Picks parlay for this game on our Twitter page. So make sure you guys follow us on Twitter. We did hit our last Prize Picks parlay on Monday night, which was a 3-legger. So we're going to be doing another 3-legger here for this game. That'll be posting up on my Twitter. So be sure to go over to our Twitter page. Follow us on Twitter for that. And we'll be posting that up at some point. Be sure to also check out our community Discord page as well. Great place to connect with our community and to get new ideas for bets. We'll also have a link in the comment section and in the description for that. Be sure to also drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Okay, now shout out to our Straight Fire MVPs. So as always, guys, you see this beautiful list here running beside me of all of our Straight Fire MVPs. If you're interested in becoming a Straight Fire MVP, there's a join button down below. We'll also have a link in the comment section and in the description for that. It's a great way to support the channel and what we do here at the channel. It's just $3.99 per month. You get access to our picks early, so I post up our picks early for our Straight Fire MVPs in the community tab with our research, if you want access to that. You also get a badge next to your name, some custom emojis, shout-outs on our videos, and roll color in the Discord. And like I said, it's just a great way to support the channel and what we do here at the channel. Appreciate all of you guys, really do. Be sure to check that out. Okay, now results from the previous episode. So this is results from Sunday night and Monday night. Didn't actually have any comment cappers that I saw that hit. Sometimes it don't show me all the comments though, but I didn't have any that I saw that hit. As far as the stream results go, Monday night was really pretty good overall. We went 2-1, and like I said, we also cashed our Prize Picks parlay. We cashed the Devontae Adams anytime touchdown score, which is plus 130 value, so we like to see that. We also cashed the over 51.5. That was pretty much, it looked pretty good pretty much the whole game. I really wasn't too concerned about that. And then Travis Kelce, over 70.5 receiving yards. The dude caught 4 touchdowns, 7 passes, didn't even come close to hitting his over. He had like 25 receiving yards. I think they said it's the lowest amount of receiving yards a player that's caught 4 touchdowns has ever had in NFL history. So it's kind of like, come on, dude, for real. It's absolutely crazy when you think about it. But, you know, to me, I don't know, guys. That's just one of those weird things. Sometimes, you know, sometimes that type of stuff happens, but not really a lot we can do about that. Did cash our Prize Picks parlay, though. We had Edwards-Helaire over on receiving yards. We had Adams over on receiving yards. And we had Kelce for an anytime touchdown. So we did cash our Prize Picks parlay. So let's do it again, though, today, guys. Let's have another big day here on Thursday night. Oh, I didn't cap Sunday night. Sunday night, we had a terrible Sunday, guys. Mondays have been really good to us. We're 13-2 on Mondays. Not the same story, though, on Sundays, guys. Sunday, we went 0-3. I had, you know, Dobbins over on rushing yards. I went to bed. He had 44 yards in the third quarter. I thought for sure he was going to cash. Of course, he didn't. Didn't even get another carry. We had the Ravens minus 2.5 in the first half. They were up 10-0 in the second quarter, and somehow the Bengals scored 10. Ended up being 10-10 at the half. And then we had Jamar Chase over on the receiving yards. And, yeah, he didn't get it going until late. He had, I think, 11 yards at halftime. Ended up having like 40 in the second half. So we're going to bounce back, though, from that. Our Mondays have been great to us. We're going to make sure we get Sundays right this week. And Thursdays normally are pretty okay with us, too. So let's get after it today, guys. Let's get right into our picks here. Let's get this 3-0 sweep. So getting right into our picks here. At number 1, we're going with Carson Wentz over 11.5 rushing yards here for the Washington Commanders. Minus 110 odds here on DraftKings. So here, guys, the Bears actually are terrible against the run. We know that. And they're actually terrible against the run to quarterbacks as well. Bears allowing the 3rd most rushing yards to quarterbacks and the 2nd most attempts to quarterbacks. So, Really, I think part of what's going on here is their secondary is actually doing a solid job on the back end. They're actually ninth as far as in the secondary passing yards allowed, their defenses, so it's not too bad overall. But they're either going to get coverage sacks or the quarterback's going to tuck it and run because they're not really generating that pressure you like to see. They haven't been too good as far as getting sacks, getting actual pressure on the quarterback. The 25th in sacks. So that's why we've been seeing the quarterback tuck it and run here versus the Bears. And Wentz, will definitely do that. He's got 17 carries on the season. He's cashed this line out in 4 out of 5 games so far this season of over 11.5, which I obviously like to see that. I think this will be another great opportunity for him to do so. He is on the injury report, but he says in an interview that I was watching his media, he was talking to the media, says he feels pretty good and his shoulder feels pretty good. So expect him to play. Not expecting that really to bother him too much in that way. This is just honestly a great matchup for him. I love that he's cashed this already 80% of the time in a great matchup. Bears cannot stop the run. That includes the quarterback. I don't mind Robinson as well for the Commanders, but the problem is he's only played just one game. He had 9 carries, 22 yards in his first game. I just wasn't, I think it's a solid look to take his over 49.5, I believe it is. But, you got to trust the guy that really don't have a lot of data on the guy. So I honestly think he'll get there. I think they both will, but I like Wentz definitely more here, and I trust him to get it. We have data here on him. So love it there for our number 1 pick. We're going with Carson Wentz, over 11.5 rushing yards here for the Washington Commanders, minus 110 odds on DraftKings. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with Darnell Mooney, over 43.5 receiving yards here for the Chicago Bears, minus 115 odds here on Caesars. So guys, first let me say the weather's going to be okay. Weather's going to be fine as far as for throwing. It's going to be in the mid-40s and clear in Chicago with wind around 10 miles per hour during game time. So the weather shouldn't play too much of a role here in the passing game, which is sometimes what I worry about. We saw that first game of the year in Chicago was absolute monsoon. So I wanted to make sure we check that, make sure there's nothing crazy going on. Looks pretty normal. It's going to be a little cold, but I don't think that'll affect the passing game too much. It's not going to be like that cold. Be a little chilly, but not too bad. Mooney here, though, starting to get it going over the last couple weeks, guys. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got 146 yards total. That's an average of 73 yards per week. He's hit some big plays down the field now with Justin Fields, who's also looking a little bit better in the passing game as well. Really had his best passing game of the season last week, going 15 out of 21 for over 200 yards versus the Vikings, which I like to see that. I think Fields will have another good opportunity here, to hit some passes down the field. The Commanders really have not been defending the pass well at all so far this season. Commanders allowing the 4th most receiving yards to wide receivers so far on the season and allowed the 14th most passing yards overall. So you can beat them through the air. I think Fields here at home could get it going. Like I said, his quarterback rate here last 2 weeks is actually 2 times better than his quarterback rate averaged out the previous 2 weeks. So he's definitely on the uptrend here, which I like to see. The passing game's finally starting to get it going. I'm looking for Mooney here, their top option here. This is a really low line for a top option. And really, wait for him to be consistent. But the last couple weeks he has gotten it going, which I like to see that. And like I said, weather's going to be pretty solid here. So do like it there, guys. For our number 2 pick, going Darnell Mooney, over 43.5 receiving yards here for the Chicago Bears, minus 115 odds on Caesars. Okay, and finally at number 3, do I actually have to make a game pick for this game? But we are going to make a game pick. We got the Bears money line here, minus 107 odds on Bet Rivers here versus the Commanders. I do really like this actually, but this is just a nasty game to try to pick over-unders and even the game line. This is a coin flip game. Even odds really on both sides, and you could probably make a case for both sides really. But I like the fact that the Bears are playing at home here. I think that's a big deal on a short week. So, what we're looking at here is, Thursday night football game. Both these teams played on Sunday. So obviously the Bears will a little bit more prep time with them being on their own field. Washington had to travel, to Chicago and figure that out. It's obviously a little bit harder there for the road team. Washington also has a little bit bigger of an injury report too. They got more players right now on the injury report than the Bears do, which, as far as when you're talking about this, you need the more players you got for a game like this, obviously the better, because this is a short week. I think that does make a difference, obviously. And right here, guys, the Bears, honestly, at home so far in the season, 1-0. 1 against the spread at home. Washington 0-2 against the spread on the road. Washington's 1-4 against the spread for the year, so they have not been very good. 1-4 also straight up. They have not been very good at all here to start the season. Really, you can make a case that both sides really have trouble on both sides of the ball. I mean, the Bears' run defense is not very good. The Commanders' pass defense is not very good. Commanders have turnover issues. You know, the Bears have passing issues at times. But right now, like I said, with Justin Fields, one of the things I'm looking at is he is on the uptrend here, right? He has had a couple of decent weeks. And last week was definitely his best passing game of the season, which I like seeing that. I like seeing a guy that's trending up, starting to get his confidence back. Well, the Bears competed in that game. They fell behind by a lot early against the Vikings, fought back into that game, and they really had a shot to win that game. Came up just short there in Minnesota. So I think the Bears are coming back home. They're still in this. They're 2-3. The Packers just lost last week too, so this division really is wide open. You know, no one's really taking hold of this division, so the Bears have a lot to play for. They have a lot of motivation here. I know. Obviously, I know it was hard the way they lost last week, but they did fight in that game, which I do like to see. I think the home field, like I said, is a huge advantage here. As far as the turnover battle, right now, Commanders are -7 in the turnover category. Bears right now even at 0, so the Bears are taking care of the football a little bit better than Washington. And really, people are saying, I'm reading stuff on the internet saying, oh yeah, Washington's going to fix that. That'll come back, closer to the median, right? And it won't be as bad anymore. I'm like, Wentz has had this problem for a while. I mean, this isn't like something where it's just a few games with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has been somewhat of a turnover machine for a long time now. This hasn't been like a few games stretch for Wentz where he's had a few bad games and then he turns it around. No, we know this was a problem with Indianapolis last year when he was on the Colts. Wentz has had turnover issues, and there's no reason to think it's going to correct itself on a short week. I don't see that correcting itself. I think he may have a few turnovers this game. Still think he'll get the rushing yards like we talked about, but no reason why he won't have a couple of turnovers here, guys, again, and give the Bears the edge here. So, do love it there for our number 3 pick. We're going Bears money line here versus the Washington Commanders. -107 odds on BetRivers. Alright guys, and it's now time for our Oddsjam segment of this video, just showing you the lines of what I pulled up here today for our picks. So for the Bears money line here, we'll start with that because we're already here. Clicked on, so here you just go under NFL, guys, under the sports tab here at the top, click on NFL, then come down here, click on the Commanders-Bears game, and money line is right at the top. So you got Bears here, -107 here on BetRivers, also on PointsBet, but pretty standard across the books. I mean, you're not really getting gypped off too much here. -110 and across most of our books as well. So pretty straightforward on that one. As far as our rushing yards goes for Carson Wentz, we're looking for 11.5 here on Carson Wentz. There we go, 11.5, -110 right there on DraftKings. Now, you can get it at 10.5 on a couple of the fantasy sites as well. You see PrizePicks has this at -119 now. I'm actually going to be putting together a PrizePicks parlay, and that may be one of the selections in there because we are getting better value there at 10.5, so we'll certainly take that as well. Okay, now we go under receiving yards, looking for Darnell Mooney. We're looking for 43.5 on Darnell Mooney at -115. So let's go on right here. Yeah, Darnell Mooney over under 43.5. We got -115 right here on Caesars. So that's your best value there. It goes all the way up to 48.5 though. So obviously, I mean, the Oddsjam here likes it likes it up at 48.5. So definitely getting some value here, taking it at 43.5. So those are our lines for today. Remember, for Oddsjam, if you guys are interested in checking it out, you can check it out on a free basis. Use our link down below. 7-day free trial, and then you can decide if you want to go with a plan that they have to offer. But really, it's a great resource, guys. We'll be showing in a later video how to use all these other things like the bet tracker and all those kind of things. But it is a lot of fun to use. I do a lot of my odds line shopping here. Check our links down below for that. There's also an MGM promo link as well, where you get a special bonus depending on what state you're in when you sign up. All right, guys, it's going to do it for our Oddsjam segment. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Guys, I appreciate all of you here at the channel. As always, hope you guys enjoyed the Oddsjam segment. Just wanted to show you how we find our lines. Reminder that we're going to be having a PrizePicks parlay on our Twitter, so make sure you guys follow us over on Twitter. Give the post that I got on Twitter a like if you would. That would help me out a lot. just to help more people see the post. Appreciate all the support that you guys have given. You guys absolutely rock. We've had a lot of fun with live streams and these videos. Our Monday Night Football video was the biggest video we've ever had on this channel. So appreciate all the support that you guys have given. It really does mean a lot to me. And you guys are absolutely awesome. So I'm hoping we get a 3-0 sweep. Get Thursday off to a great start. Pretty confident in these picks. Excited about it. Excited to watch this one. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Great rest of your week. We'll have more videos here coming out at the end of the week for NFL. Should have our NFL Best Bets video for Sunday afternoon, Friday. And then we'll have our Sunday night and Monday night videos about a day in advance of those games. And then we got NBA start next week. And the plan for NBA, just real quick, is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is what we're looking to cap NBA. So just so you guys are aware of that. So appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your week. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.